What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the Brandon Janu Show. As you know, I am Brandon Janu, and like always, you can listen to me on all podcast platforms everywhere, social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and as always, YouTube channel is a great place to see me as well. Um, Brandon Janu Show on all social media platforms and YouTube channel, Brandon Janu Show. Also, podcast platforms, Brandon Janu Show. So, sorry I had to repeat myself. I'm trying to, yeah. Hope you guys been enjoying the new episodes, everything that's been coming out, everything's about to come out. Hope you guys enjoy. And let's get into it. So, I was driving today, right? I was driving today, and I've been thinking about this for a while, but now I'm kind of like really thinking about it. What is the future for me, particularly for this podcast, this thing I've created? What is my dream? What is the end goal? I've always asked myself that. I'm in season 7 of it. And it might not count to a lot of people. It might not matter to a lot of people, but to be doing this for damn near close to 4 years, it'll be 4 years September. To be doing this close to 4 years, to almost have 300 episodes uh, soon, closing on 300 episodes of this podcast. What do I want out of it? Like, what is this? What is this mainframe? And I was thinking, I've always said that I wanted to be kind of in the background. I started this podcast so one day I could grow it to the point where I don't have to be in front of the camera. It's a vision of mine, but I've been thinking a lot lately about like what would it be like if I had grown the podcast into like a radio show or something. Like, you know, sometimes do interviews, sometimes just come on here and vent. Sometimes do my top 10 list, sometimes do this, do that. But also get a chance to get back to what I used to do with my family on Saturday nights, and that's jam sessions. Like, what if I did that like a radio show, but you get to be yourself still? And that's my biggest concern. I want to always be myself. I don't want to ever convert into what they want me to be. I want to be myself. And I was like, where is somewhere I could go and be myself and still have creative control, creative rights, and creative everything? I was like, Sirius XM, you know? Like, what if I one day got a contract and I signed it and I did a contract with Sirius XM? How would that be? That'd be dope, right? Because believe it or not, I do believe this podcast is going to be something one day. Even though I don't have the energy sometimes to get up and do it every day, or have the motivation sometimes to get up and do it every day, or, or think anybody's listening, I still love it, man. I love what I do, man. I'm very fortunate to do it. And that to me is the interesting part, right? That's the humbling part of it, right? Is that nothing ever um, matters more than what you create. It's got me thinking about what's next, truly for me. And I say this a lot on this podcast because I always ask myself what's next because it is something that I do think about. And I might not have been thinking about it as much because of what's been going on with me health wise and stuff like that, but I still think about it. It still comes up. And I think that for me, there's always going to be a plan. There's always going to be something I want to do. Just got to create it. Just got to do it. Problems that I've done or had has been mine. I've created my own torment. I've created my own, uh, you know, circumstances in my head because we are our worst enemy. We create these energies, we create these things, and we do these things. That's how me sweating and shit. Yeah. Um, but we do this to ourselves, and I feel like a lot of us don't understand that. We don't understand it, and I feel like now that I'm getting not more into this podcast. I've been in the podcast, but now that I'm getting back into doing it myself, I'm realizing the possibilities I truly have with discovering how far I can really take this. And I'm realizing I'm taking um I take risk every day. I do this. Risk on if people are listening, risk on if what I'm saying is important, or if you give a fuck, or if I give a fuck. I take risks on this every day. That's part of the dream, man. You don't get to live your dream if you don't take risks. It's kind of how this goes. So, all in all, that is my dream to see what happens. Maybe a radio show, maybe it goes into a real thing like a real talk show. Maybe it just stays a podcast, but it grows the different ways of the podcast world. I don't know. But what I do know is this: I'm working my ass off to get there. And thank you to anybody that's listening. Thank you to all of you that's supporting. And I really appreciate it. So, thank you. And talk to you soon. Peace.